I've said this before and I'm going to say it again. There's really no need for us to be seeing our period every single month. I'm sure most of us, if there was an option for us to not be menstruating every month, no complication, we are not sick, we'll gladly take it. Because it just doesn't make sense that every month our bodies prepare us to get pregnant. And when we don't get pregnant, because why should we get pregnant? Who's going to be the mother of that child? We now have to bleed for 5 days. Make it make sense. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Emedion Francis. If there's anything I'm really passionate about, it's women's health. And today on Women's Health, we'll be talking about our period because it's literally the bane of our existence. If there are 10 girls in a room, at least 7 of them go through hell a week leading to their monthly flu and during their monthly flu. And this goes on for years. So why is it not being taught in schools? Why is it being brushed up in puberty class like it's not a course on its own? Most of us have been seeing our periods for like 10, 15 years. But for the most part, the only thing we understand is the physical evidence that every month at a certain year, we're going to bleed. But why? This is what I want to try to explain in this video because if you know what's going on in your body, you will take control of it instead of fighting it. But before we get started, my goal for this channel is to get to 1,500 subscribers by the end of the year. So if you haven't subscribed yet, kindly click on the subscribe button and also like this video. When you like this video, you tell YouTube that I'm saying something good and they'll show it to other people. Thank you. So your menstrual cycle is divided into 4 phases. There is the menstrual phase, follicular phase, ovulatory phase, and the luteal phase. The one we are familiar with is the menstrual phase because there's an obvious physical evidence, one that we cannot miss. I like to add that it's called a cycle or a menstrual cycle because it's literally a cycle, no break in between. So it starts on the first day of one period and ends on the first day of another period, a cycle. Let me put that in perspective. If you have a 28-day cycle and your period starts today, this is day 1 of this period and day 1 of this cycle. In 28 days, you'd have another period and that would be the end of this cycle and the beginning of a new cycle. There's no break in between. So when you're menstruating, when you're seeing your period, a new phase will begin and that phase is called the follicular phase. The follicular phase does not start when your period ends. It starts during your period and it lasts for about 13 to 14 days. Now, we don't know the exact day this follicular phase starts. We just know that it overlaps with our menstrual phase. But then there are certain signs that will suggest that you're already in your follicular phase. For example, in a month, there's a certain week where your energy level is at 100. You are so disciplined, you're so productive. All of a sudden, you're awake at night writing down goals, trying to reset your life. You can literally get an entire month's work done in one day. This is your follicular phase. Now, it's hard to know that you are in your follicular phase while you're seeing your period, but if you pay attention towards the end of your period when you are now using panty liner instead of a pad, you notice that there's this urge for you to just get your life together, and that's your follicular phase. But then, what's the reason for this high energy level? When you're menstruating, when you're seeing your period, your body's like, oh, she not get pregnant this month. Oh yeah, let's try again for next month. So it sends a signal to your brain to release the follicle stimulating hormone. Now, hormones are chemical messengers in your body. It carries messages from your blood to your organs. It tells your body what to do, how to do it, when to do it. There are certain hormones that are more in men and there are other hormones that are more in women. A man is more masculine because he has more testosterone. A woman is more curvy, more feminine because she has more estrogen. So it sends a signal to your brain to release the follicle stimulating hormone. This hormone, like the name suggests, stimulates the ovaries to produce follicles. Your ovary is a part of your internal reproductive system. Each of these follicles that has been produced contains an immature egg. Now, your menstrual phase and your follicular phase, they last for like 13 to 14 days. So for 13 to 14 days, this egg is maturing. As the egg is maturing, your estrogen level is increasing. It's this increase in estrogen that is responsible for the high energy levels we feel just right after our period. But it doesn't end there. Estrogen is increasing. On the outside, we have so much energy. On the inside, our uterus is thickening. Remember the whole purpose of this so that you get pregnant. This uterus that is thickening, another name for uterus is your womb. This uterus that is thickening, it's your body preparing a nutrient-rich environment for possible pregnancy. Or better said, for the embryo that we are expecting. So this is a summary of your follicular phase. It's very important that you know the phase you are in your cycle so that you can control it. Because in your follicular phase, you have so much energy, but then you have low appetite. So you should try as much as possible to eat protein-rich food. At the same time, get as much work done because you simply can. That's it for your follicular phase. Now, the next phase is your ovulatory phase, and this is the star of the show. Remember, the whole purpose of this is so that you'd get pregnant. If ovulation does not happen, you cannot get pregnant. So your body will make sure in this particular phase, you will get pregnant. Now, ovulation is basically the release of a matured egg. In follicular phase, the eggs will mature. Now, one egg has gotten matured and is ready to be released. As you're getting close to the actual ovulation day, there's something called ovulation window, and it lasts for 5 days. So 5 days to the actual ovulation day. During this period, your estrogen level increases to its peak. So in follicular phase, it increased maybe to 100. In ovulatory phase, has gotten to 1,000. Because of that, it now triggers the release of another hormone, luteinizing hormone. These two hormones now work together to increase your sex drive. When I say this is a star of this show, let me break this down so that you really understand what I'm saying. Follicular phase, estrogen level increased. You have so much energy. Now, estrogen on its own increasing stimulates your sex drive. Now, this estrogen has gotten to 1,000. It's stimulating your sex drive. Luteinizing hormone on its own stimulates your sex drive. Now, these two hormones that can independently stimulate your sex drive are coming together and increasing at the exact same time. What do you think is going to happen to you? Have you noticed that there are certain days, or there's a particular week in a month where the only thing on your mind is sex and you cannot pray it away? If you're sexually active, you probably have sex like 3 to 4 times in a day. Because if you used to think about sex maybe once or twice in a day, during this period, you think about sex round the clock. If you are abstaining, this is a period you are ready to risk it all, and it's not really your fault. It's because ovulation lasts for 24 hours, but then sperm can live in your body for up to 5 days. So your body is going to make sure that it secures that sperm so that when ovulation happens, fertilization can take place. Trust me when I say your body does the most in this period to make sure that you get pregnant. Because this is the period where your breast starts to get fuller, your hip starts to get more curvy. You look at yourself in the mirror and you just look good. People are telling you like, you look so fine, you're shining. What is it that is happening? When you dress, when you wear clothes, you start to look like the woman of your dreams because your body is just perfect. And trust me, your target audience, that is the men, they are going to notice it. Your body does not care how that sperm is going to come. It just needs the sperm so that fertilization will take place. So on the 14th day, now, ovulation day is always on the 14th day of your cycle, and it's almost always accurate regardless of the number of days your cycle is. So on the 14th day, luteinizing hormone has reached its peak. Now remember that luteinizing hormone increasing, it also increases your sex drive. Now it has gotten to its peak. This is a period that you'd most likely have sex in the dream. I know some people who say that, oh, maybe it's spiritual husband, but if you're ovulating, it's not spiritual husband anything. It was literally in your subconscious. That's why you are now seeing it in your dream. But then back to what I was saying. Luteinizing hormone now reaches its peak. The egg gets released. It travels down your fallopian tube to the uterus, and then it's now waiting for fertilization to take place. Trust me again, your body does not care how this sperm comes, because during this period, all of a sudden your partner starts to look so fine, or you are now messaging your ex. That guy that was messaging, hi dear. During this period, you can't reply him because your body's like, just give me this sperm. That is all what your body is looking for. All of a sudden, red flags starts to look like green. You start making bad decisions. Your standards just start to drop because your body doesn't care how the sperm comes. Now, if you're married, I would say that you should take advantage of this period because there is a general consensus. It's not me that said it. That is very hard for women to, reach orgasm during this period. She wants sex more than you want sex. So tell your partner, or if you're a guy watching this and you're married, this is a period to have that sex because she's very sensitive, she's very delicate, she's going to reach that orgasm. Except you are just a very terrible person, but she's going to reach that orgasm. I also should inform you that this is a period that she's also going to get pregnant, so maybe do with this information whatsoever you wish. The main sign that you have actually reached your ovulation day is your discharge. The main sign that the egg has been released is your discharge, because you'd have this creamy, whitish, pasty-like discharge. And this discharge is just so that we are expecting sperm. The discharge is basically transportation money, so that when the sperm comes in, it can swim peacefully to the egg and the fertilization will take place. It's very important that you know the phase you are so that you can take control of it. Your ovulation phase, if you're abstaining, there is no need. There is absolutely no need for you to visit that man. There is no need for you to, if you go and visit him, in 9 months' time, we'll come visiting you because the Lord will do it for you. This is the best time for you to also take pictures because you just look good. You're not going to do too much editing. Your body's just fine. This is your ovulatory phase. The next phase is a luteal phase, and this is the worst phase of our menstrual cycle. Now, there are women who do not experience cramps, but this particular phase, it touches everybody. Now, before I go in depth, please, if you haven't subscribed already, kindly click on the subscribe button so I can get to my goal. And also like this video. If you're watching up till now, then you probably like what I'm saying. You're learning something from this. So kindly like this video so that YouTube will show it to other people. Thank you. Now back to what I was saying. Your luteal phase is the worst phase of your menstrual cycle, and it is the longest. I think it lasts for like 12 to 14 days. So just right after the egg has been released here, your estrogen decreases a bit and then it increases. In the process, progesterone now increases. Let me repeat that because I want to say something. Estrogen decreases, increases, then progesterone increases. This is the reason I don't like it when people spiritualize mood swings. Yeah. Hormones are literally connected. As this estrogen has decreased and come up, it's connected to another hormone, and another hormone will now be increased. Now, whatever is going inside our body, there's an obvious physical evidence. It's why I don't like when people say, oh, I'm not justifying women who do outrageous things because, and then they say it's, oh, they had a mood swing or whatever. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that we should understand that a woman at every single point in her life, she does not know what's going on inside her body. But then there's going to be a physical evidence. Like right now, I'm sitting down to make this video. I'm okay. Once I finish making this video, I might start crying because there's a particular hormone that is doing ping pong inside my body. So we should not spiritualize mood swings. We should not, certain things that are, we should not spiritualize hormonal imbalance too. We should not spiritualize hormonal fluctuations. These are actually real things. Go to the hospital before you start looking for a spiritual name for hormonal imbalance. Let's not spiritualize mood swings. Let's also understand that women, we are like 24 different person in one day, and we don't even know it. Like it's not our fault. We don't know who we are. We don't know the person that we are going to become. Just be kind to women. That's all I have to say. You don't know, we are going through so much. Just be kind to us. Now back to what I was saying. Estrogen decreases, then it increases, and then progesterone now increases. These two hormones that are increasing is just preparing a more solid environment for the baby that we are expecting. The egg has been released. Your body is like, it's doing so many things for you. You are fine, you want to have sex, men are looking at you, bring the sperm. So it's now really preparing that environment for the baby to come. So blood vessels starts to grow so that they can supply oxygen and nutrients to the baby. The uterus thickens even more because we are really looking forward to this egg. It's like when you built a house here and then you're like, oh, I want to move in on this particular, then you start to buy furniture and all of that. That's basically what your body's doing because they're expecting this baby. Now things are still, fine in the world. Remember I said that ovulation lasts for 24 hours. After 24 hours, there's no baby. They're telling me that after 24 hours, after all this my work, I wasted my resources, you now have sex, there is no baby. What do you mean? Those hormones, estrogen and progesterone, is going to decrease and everything is going to get bad in the world. Now, progesterone is connected to neurotransmitters, it's connected to hormones like dopamine and serotonin, and these are the hormones that are responsible for making you to be happy, to be energetic, to just feel good. So when progesterone comes down, nothing is good in the world. You start having mood swings, you'll be angry, you start having anxiety, you'd be irritated. Everybody just makes you angry. All of a sudden, you will sit down and start crying. You are progressing in life. During this period, it feels like you're doing nothing in your life. If you're in a relationship, this is a period that breakups happens the most because your partner just gets you upset for no absolute reason. He's breathing and you're angry. The things that he used to do before that you just normally tolerate, during this period, you're not going to tolerate anything. If somebody calls you baby in this period, you're already angry. If it's somebody that you like, and another person that just go, you will teach that person a lesson. You're just angry. You just sit down and start crying. Why are you crying? You don't know why. You just start crying. It's because the hormones in your body has come down. That your body is angry that you've refused to get pregnant. So of course, they're dealing with you. This is a period that people also call premenstrual syndrome. Just that sometimes that, this particular week, you're just so unhappy. You don't know what's happening. You just don't feel good. You don't have appetite and all of that. Then the next week, your period just comes and you're like, that's why. It's called your luteal phase. Again, it's very important that you know what phase you are in your cycle so you can take control of it. During your luteal phase, you don't want to do anything. You cannot be that productive. You cannot be disciplined. So don't force it. Do the barest minimum. Do the thing that you can and leave the rest to God. When I say that, when I finally become the health minister or education minister, anyhow, enter politics, but there will be a law that women can have like maybe 1 week off in a month, because this particular phase, there are some people, yeah, a woman will decide the phase that she wants to have off for, because there's some people that they know that a week to their period, they don't want to do anything in life, they just have that week off. Other women, to me, maybe during their menstrual cycle where they have like severe cramps, we should actually have laws that would accommodate women. And the only way we can have laws that will accommodate women is if women are in power, and not just any kind of women, but women that actually think about other women like me, honestly. Because I remember one time when I was in medical school, Jesus Christ, I was having severe pain. I'm diabetic, child. I was having pain because my cramps are just, I don't know. So I went to my teacher and told her that it's like I'm gonna die. Do you know what she told me? She said that she too, she's a woman. She also used to see her period, but do I see her not coming to work? She was just so mean, and I'm like, this is not the kind of people you want in power. We need women that you go to them and say, oh, I'm having pain, and they'll tell you go and rest. There's some people that NSAIDs do not work, people that their cramps do not respond to medicine, and then you are working in a place where nobody's considering you, or you're working in a place where, just go help you, that you're not working in a male dominated area, and then these are not just any kind of men, but like typical, I don't know the word to use, but these men that you just say, oh, you're on your period, and they're like, oh, okay, so what happened? Or you say that you're feeling pain, they'll now start saying, my mother never felt pain, I have 24 sisters, or my sisters never felt pain. The reason your sister did not feel pain, because it's not like your sister did not feel pain, she felt a pain, but it was just kind of normalized that, oh, this is a normal woman thing, so you should not complain. And the reason your mother did not ever complain is because she grew up and it was also normalized that this is a woman's thing, don't complain, it's normal, but it doesn't matter, even if it's normal. What is, I feel pain, that is it. Even if, see, I don't care, I feel pain. But if you have a boyfriend that is not kind to you during your period, dump him. This is not even anything about Holy Spirit or anything, dump him. The man should be kind to you during, in fact, that should be one of the signs, one of the things, when you're writing your 100 things that you're looking for in a guy, one of the things should be him being kind to you during your period. One of the things should be him understanding your cycle. I think as a boyfriend, you should have the Flow app, your girlfriend's Flow app, so that, because those apps, I said Flow because that's the one I'm using. These apps that will tell you, oh, you're going to be moody today, you're going to feel this, you're going to be irritated, you're going to do this, and he will understand and act accordingly. If you have a man that is telling you that, oh, your cramps is not that severe, dump him. Oh. Don't even dump him, because this is the same thing when you now get pregnant. What do you think he's going to say? It's just 6 months, and you're acting like it doesn't matter. Somebody can be 6 months and be running around. You're 6 months, you cannot actually move. So throw him away. Don't even think about it. Throw him away. These are the kind of, trust me when I say, if a man is not kind to you during your period, he cannot be kind to you during pregnancy, and he can also be kind to you during after childbirth. Because I don't know, I saw it on the internet that day where somebody was saying that cesarean section is not a major surgery. These are the kind of men that when you finish, even if it's vaginal delivery, they're not expected to be running around in the house. Dump him when it's your period. Don't get pregnant for that kind of man. Dump him earlier on. Now back to what I was saying. In your luteal phase, you can't be productive. During this particular phase too, trust me here, I don't know. I feel like I just want to rant in this video. I don't know why we don't have enough research for dysmenorrhea. Now, you see textbooks will say you're not supposed to feel pain during your period, and that is absolutely wrong. Like, it's so wrong. Of course, you should not feel pain that would just not allow you to do anything, where you cannot get up and cook, you cannot take your bath, you cannot do anything, you're just vomiting, you're just in severe pain. That's another thing. But for textbooks to say that you're not supposed to feel pain, that's wrong, because almost all the women that I know, well, my sister doesn't feel pain, but she has the whole luteal phase and is something else. But almost all the women that I know, they feel a certain level of pain. So what textbook saying that you're not supposed to feel pain? That's what I was saying, Sha. I don't know why we don't have enough research for dysmenorrhea. Lots of women in the world are experiencing it, and I feel like it's also this whole, more like they want to exploit us. I don't know, that's not the right words, because all the options to treat dysmenorrhea, because there's no treatment, are things that would also harm us. Like all the NSAIDs that you're going to take, you take these NSAIDs and at the end you're going to have also ulcer. So why is it that why is there no proper research for it? I was reading about it and it said that there's just not enough funding. Why is it that matters that really concern women do not have enough funding? Why is it that matters that concern women is almost a thing of shame? Because trust me, the fact that there is no, however we want to see it, I know that people are saying that, oh, there is nothing like gender inequality or anything, but however we want to see it, period shame, period poverty, the fact that the whole dysmenorrhea thing, there's not enough funding, it is all connected to gender inequality. We've gone to another thing in this video, but honestly, we God will help us. During your luteal phase, there's no need for you to try and be productive. Okay, I know I wanted to talk about crumbs. Okay, your crumbs is connected to the kind of food that you eat. So it's very important that during your luteal phase, you eat food that are rich in potassium, zinc, magnesium, because these are the things that would make, the more I read about dysmenorrhea, and then you see that there are different suggestions that, oh, these are the drugs or these are the nutrient deficiencies. There's no absolute share. These are the nutrient deficiencies that are responsible for the cramps that we have. And I'm like, why is there no one particular drugs that would just contain everything so that we just help women? Why is it that instead of them to just make one particular drugs to help with this, they will instead allow us to be taking all sort of drugs, all sort of drinks and everything? I can't understand it. Well, it's very important, yeah, that you track your cycle so that you know exactly what's going on in your body. So I'm going to answer some questions. I have the questions written down. You just see me looking down. Anything between 3 to 7 days is okay. So if it's less than 3 days, go and see the doctor. If it's more than 7 days, go and see the doctor. So I've been menstruating for a while, and I think the correct answer to this would be you should see your period every single month. Now, you see online that the average is between 28 to 35 days and different other numbers. And there are different things that can affect your cycle. If you're stressed, if you're just going through a happy relationship, if you're in a bad relationship, medication, your lifestyle, if you gain weight, if you're exercising, different things can affect your cycle. So don't just say that, oh, your cycle should be 28 to 35 days, and if it's not 28 to 35 days, then it's wrong. I'd say that anything between 21 to 40 days is it's okay, honestly. If you're supposed to see your period today and the period doesn't come, give it a week. It's only after a week that it's now delayed. Yeah. But then if your period is always, let me say, 35 days or 28 days, and all of a sudden it goes to 40 days, go and see the doctor. Don't be happy that, oh, your period has not come very fast, or your period, go and see the doctor. Okay, there's some people who have like heavy and long flow, and there's some people who have scanty and short flow. Now, this period that you are seeing is basically the shading of the uterine lining. This lining that we're preparing, the house that we're building for the baby, is now shading out, and that's your period. Now, sometimes your body just makes the lining extra thick, and of course, you're going to have heavy flow, and it will also be longer. Sometimes your body just makes it thin, and the flow is going to be short and scanty. But at the same time, with scanty flow here, if you have iron deficiency anemia, and I'm telling you, there's a very high chance that you that is watching me now, your iron level is low. If you're menstruating, it's very possible that your iron level is low. Now, if you have iron deficiency anemia, yeah, your body is, as much as your body wants you to be pregnant, it also wants you to be alive. So it's not going to shed much blood. It really wants you. If you shed the blood and die now, how are you going to have the baby next month? So you might have delayed period, or your periods might be irregular, or it might also be scanty. But nonetheless, if your period was always heavy, then all of a sudden you now get scanty, don't tell God, thank you, oh, I'm not going to use 2 parts or 2 packs of parts, I'm not going to use this or that. Go to the hospital. If it was always, what did I say? I can't remember what I said. If it was always heavy and then it became scanty, go to the hospital. If you're always scanty and then it becomes heavy, go to the nearest hospital. Again, I would say when you go to the hospital, you meet this particular gynae, don't just go to meet any doctor. This is another thing in this country where, okay, just because you're a doctor, they expect you to know everything. Maybe you're a pediatrician, somebody just come and meet you and tell you, oh, I have ball here. And I don't know that. I have spent like 6 years specializing on children, so I don't really know what's happening with you. I can give you antibiotics and all of that, but that's it. I know the basis, but I don't really know what's going wrong with you. So when you go to the doctor, don't just go and meet a general practitioner. Tell them that you want to meet a gynecologist. Our body is very complex. So it's better that once you pick something that is wrong with your body, once you notice that something is off with your body, pay attention to it. Just go and meet someone that can help you immediately. So go and meet a gynae. Find out what's wrong with you. If that guy doesn't know what's wrong with you, meet another one until you find out what's wrong with you. God is going to give you the money in Jesus' name. Oh yeah, I just wanted to add with the iron deficiency anemia, during your luteal phase, it's very important that you take food that are rich in iron. During your menstrual flow, oh my God, this is a even if you're having cramps, try and take fesolate or folic acid, anything that is, just take iron supplements, because you're losing blood and it's very important that you replenish that blood back so that you will not be walking and your head is turning around. I've some women, or not women, my friends that have asked me, why did every time I get up, my head will be spinning? Might just be iron. You're walking, it's not even a distance, your heart is beating so fast, you cannot walk so fast, you want to run, and then you're like, iron. Iron. Take a lot of red meats. Take a lot of spinach. Take foods. Browse online. Look for the foods that actually contain iron. Oh yeah, irregular period. So I said you should see your period every single month. The reason you see your period is because you're ovulating every month. When you ovulate, the egg will be released, your uterus is now thickened. If you don't get pregnant, that passes out, and that's your period. Now, if you see your period this month, no, let me start from this. When you just start menstruating, it's very possible that you don't see your period for like a month, 2 months, or anything. Once when the menstruation just starts, but then if it's something that, okay, you've been menstruating for a while, and then there's this pattern that you don't see your period after 3 months, or you don't see your period after 6 months, you should go and see the doctor. It's an hormonal imbalance. It means you're not ovulating. And then if you're not ovulating, like I said earlier, there's no way you can't get pregnant. It doesn't really matter if you're ready to give birth to a child yet or anything, but it's very important that you go see your doctor. If you're experiencing severe pain, cramps, and all of that, it's possible that you might have endometriosis, and then it's very important that you go see a doctor. Anything that is off with your body, go and see the doctor. Don't wait for anybody to tell you. Again, I'm going to say this. Don't allow anybody to tell you it is normal. It might be normal for them, but it is your life that God has given to you. It's not normal. Go and see the doctor. Also, another thing that women we should do. I know that they say, oh, when something is wrong with you, you should not go to the school of Google. But women, read about your body. Read about the things that are going on in your body. Read about your reproductive organs. Read about the possible disease that you can have. So just pay attention to your body. Another thing I want to say is that this might sound weird, but do you know that most of us here, not girl, well, I'll even say, my source is from, I don't know, that about 80% of us, we don't know what our vagina looks like. And you cannot take care of what you don't know. Like, you've never put a mirror under and just look at it. Why? You've been living with this vagina for how many years? Look at your vagina. If you don't know what it looks like on a norm, when something is off about it, you might not really know what that looks like. With that being said, my name is Emidion Francis, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.